Welcome to the Corpsepaint Show. We hope we are your favorite alternative TV show, TV series. And so we welcome, next to Janie Slash and myself, Mr. Sam De La Rosa.
How's it going?
Oh, yes. So good to have you here, Sam.
Glad to be here.
God, that's great, man. Thank you for being here. It is so
My
cool.
pleasure.
Now, show us a couple of your favorite or your highlights here that you brought. You have a stack of your work, man.
Jay, I've worked on hundreds of comic books, so it's really hard to like pick a few, but I just thought I picked like the most popular. So, I brought the Venoms.
Yep.
Because the movie is based on the 6 Venom books that I worked on.
You illustrated and or inked?
On this series, I inked the covers and the first 3 issues, and then I penciled and inked the last 3 issues over layouts. So I had something on there, but I did a little bit more work. Another Venom book. This one's called Separation Anxiety.
Oh yeah, the 1 through 4. I think you worked on the first 3.
I like the cover of that one.
Yeah,
it's really neat.
All 4.
Yeah, and guess what, Janie Slash, he's going to come up on Power Rangers, I think, in a moment.
Oh,
I got stuff here.
Yeah,
I got Maximum Carnage, Janie, right there.
Yes.
Made a video game out of that. I got Earthworm Jim. There's a whole bunch of
Earthworm
stuff
Jim.
on there. There's Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, Pink Ranger is my favorite. I'm a huge Power Rangers.
And here's a really old book from 1984. Worked on Spider-Man in his black costume before he was created into Venom.
Look at that.
Oh, that's
Yeah, hold
awesome.
that up real still. He's in a black costume, 1984. One of the early Spider-Mans.
Yep. Wasn't Venom yet.
That's older than
And
me.
here's a project I worked on with Stan Lee. He did the newspaper version. We worked on the comic book version.
Mutant Agenda.
That's
Oh,
Mutant
is that
Agenda.
like a X-Men crossover?
It is, yeah, with the X-Men.
looks like a
And
beast.
here's an
There we
X-Men
go.
book
Yep.
from 1984, and some Spider-Man
I have
books.
that
A
one.
couple of them.
I have that one. The
Yeah.
Web of Spider-Man. I
Yeah,
have
these
that one at
were
home.
very special books. They were 30th anniversary books, so very popular.
And
Mysterio's in this one.
There's your name on the cover. Yeah,
Mysterio's in this one. The next Spider-Man movie. Mysterio's in this one.
Mysterio.
Yeah, so
I
just
bought
brought
that
some
one.
stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Picked up
stuff.
that one.
Is Venom a how do you say it? Symbiote.
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 Yeah.
Symbiote.
Yeah.
Okay. Symbiote, and meaning
Potato,
he's,
potato.
Yeah. Okay. So he is an alien form.
He is. Venom's been around for I think since maybe 1988. So he's an alien being. Is able to bond with host, and he's very powerful. So in the case of Eddie Brock, he bonded with him, and he had a hatred for Spider-Man, and Venom amplified that, and then it just all went crazy.
Hey, look, do you work for, should we say Disney now?
I worked for Disney
Okay.
before they bought Marvel.
Oh,
So I worked on Roger Rabbit. It was a comic book,
Yeah.
not the theatrical
Not
feature, but
theatrical.
they had comic books.
Oh, really?
So I got to work on Roger Rabbit for Disney probably 1990.
Sam,
So-
if you ever hear me coming down and saying F off Disney, I'm not referring to your division. Okay.
I like Disney. I'm all about Disney.
I'm referring to the other division. Okay.
Disney's huge. They're into all kinds of stuff.
But is Marvel going to stay Marvel?
Disney even has Star Wars now.
Marvel has some strong creative people, and I think they're doing their own thing, and they've been very successful. And they're making movies still based on the comic books. The latest one is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of cool characters. Spider-Gwen finally makes it on the big screen. So I think they're doing well.
I think
She just went and saw
isn't
it.
she getting a spinoff or something off the movie? I think I'm gonna make like a Spider-Gwen movie.
I think I
hope
read that.
so. Yeah.
I read that.
Her character's great. I like her costume too.
Very interesting.
We want to show
character.
people your website. It's samdelarosa.com.
That's it. Pretty simple.
Pretty
Just
simple.
myname.com. That's it. You'll see the first page, a whole bunch of credits there. I've worked on just hundreds and hundreds of books, mainly for Marvel, but also for DC, Dark Horse, First Predator comic book, Disney,
Predator.
and
Yeah.
other companies that I can't remember. So and it needs a lot of updating because Marvel is and other companies also like Dark Horse are constantly reissuing my work in different formats, trade paperbacks, hardcover editions, limited editions. So Dark Horse just recently sent me a very thick book like that collects my Predator work along with other works. So I'm glad for that. And Marvel still sends me almost all their books that publish my work. If it's a really big book, thick hardcover that costs $100, they won't send it to me. But if it's a trade paperback, it's about in the $30 range, they'll send me a copy or two. So
That's cool that you still get a copy.
yeah. Otherwise, I have to buy it. But then there's just dozens and dozens of merchandising items out there. Spider-Man and Venom, mainly based on these books that are out there. But I don't get a cut of that pie. That's totally different. If they publish my work in comic book form, I get royalties. If they just use a little picture and throw this on a cup, like they have on many cups, I don't get anything.
Like this
So
one right here.
hold up that mug.
Like this one right here, right?
There we go. Look at that.
Nice, and it's functional.
Yes.
We try and treat our guests here with.
I have a Carnage one too.
That's right. There's a Carnage, and of course, there's also a Spider-Man. But I got them all.
Yes.
I don't have Spider-Man. I just have Carnage. And somebody gave me I like Venom. Venom's my favorite, so they gave me a Venom mug.
Where do you want fans to go? Your website and your Facebook?
My Facebook, I put something on there, every day.
You do?
Yes, every single day. And my website mainly serves as
Look, there we go.
My credits. So
Look at that smile.
You look at that.
Is that a picture of you on the right?
That is a picture of me probably, I don't know, maybe 40 years ago.
Okay.
The one with a lot of hair. I have hair. I just don't let it grow.
Okay.
It's a lot of trouble. I have no time. You're
a busy man.
To pick out the tangles.
Oh, is it still? Okay.
It's curly. Yeah.
All right, man.
It's just curly. You don't want to see it, any longer than this.
All right. So look, man, it is so great to have you. And we talked about that other event coming up. I'll keep you in touch with that.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you said you like doing cons.
Yep.
And so can we talk about the San Diego Comic-Con experience? And
I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con since 1980, not as a professional. I didn't turn professional till 1982. So my first San Diego Comic-Con was 1980. A bit on the small side where you could just go up to creators and say hi. It's not like that anymore. You have to wait in long lines for many hours.
like George Lucas, right there you go.
It's difficult just to get a ticket.
Yes, you get a ticket to possibly get in.
Should we buy it
ticket for
now
a ticket.
for like 2021?
You have to get on a waiting list, get a notification from that waiting list, and then you have to try to get in line to buy tickets.
Okay,
right?
all right.
Because I'm signed up on that email, and I get the notification, but then
I'll be there. I'll be there again this year.
You have to
so
get-
hopefully.
it's always right around my birthday. That's why I always want to go to Comic-Con. It's
July.
always like the end of July, and
See?
I'm always like, that's my birthday.
See, look, Sam. Let me just throw this out there.
Super hard to
Janie
get
Slash and I will volunteer to be your table worker. I'll be like,
joking.
sir, he will sign
Maybe
your
we will.
forearm. Just leave your shirt on. and he will sign
Do
that.
you do you
We'll
bring?
control the crowd for you.
Do you?
You know, I sometimes there is a little crowd, but there's so many things there, Jay, that there's plenty for everybody.
All right.
You know, plenty for everybody. But
bet-
I get my share.
You see some amazing things like amazing costumes and people don't
And
stop.
all the
They
big companies
pull out all the stops on it.
exhibit there, Jane. All the big companies. So you'll see a lot of prototype stuff and stuff that will be out soon.
When they put out
Previews for upcoming Marvel movies. and
well,
things
well
like
when they
that
do a
that
preview,
you
is
can't
it
see
is it
anywhere
in a
else.
separate theater room, or they just do it on the wall out there?
Yes,
in the-
they have different levels, so big ballrooms, and they fill up very quickly. Last year there was a Venom panel, which I did not get to go because I'm downstairs working.
Yeah.
I'm working. I
You didn't-
don't have time to
you weren't
stand
on
in
the
line.
panel?
No, for 4 hours or whatever. I'm down there strictly to work. Sell my stuff, talk to fans, autograph things, stuff like that.
So, and what are you bringing? Are you bringing? You're bringing.
I bring comic books that I worked on. I bring prints,
Shirts?
and drawings. No,
Okay.
no shirts. Oh, I do have shirts, but I have a small space, so I can't bring a whole bunch of stuff.
Do you
But I
do-
could fill up 2-3 tables.
Do you do drawings on site or just drawings? that you
Yes, I
already
do
have?
drawings on site, but very fast drawings. They're not going to be elaborate because they take up too much time and they're just not, worthwhile. I have to charge a whole lot of money, and I just rather do something on the quick end for a lot less money than that more people can get than one person get a big elaborate drawing and everybody else is left out.
Yeah, I understand that.
You're right. Do you use this, or do you have a special artist pen?
I have special artist pins that I bring them. No, I draw.
right.
I draw with a blue pencil that I get from Dollar Tree.
Special artist.
Yes, special artist
tip
pen.
right here.
I buy the whole box. I throw away all the other colors. I keep the sky blue. I draw with that, and then I also buy Spiderman pencils. I'm not lying. So I draw with Spiderman
I
pencils.
like that. I
Yeah.
think that's awesome.
Those are the special artist
That's it.
equipment.
That's it.
Pencils are so underutilized these days. I have a whole collection of pencils at home.
There's
I
all
love
kinds.
pencils.
There's hard lead pencils, soft lead pencils. Just
I'm a fan of the number 2.
yep. I like I like the 2HB.
The 2HB is good. Yes, I remember those from art class in high school back when I was like, I don't know what the differences are. I was the worst art student. I would turn in my art, and teachers would be like, "That doesn't look like what it's supposed to, but it's nice."
There's all kinds of tools out there, Janie. But if you just keep it simple, whatever works for you, you just use it.
You have fans come up to you at Comic-Con or a similar con, and they say, "You are a part of my life or childhood." Or
I get that a lot. Must mean I'm getting older. Because I get a lot of people telling me that, so it's really I don't know how to describe it. It just makes me feel good.
Is it most rewarding when it's a young fan who is like so into your work, and maybe the work was, way before them?
Well, young fans now are in their 40s and 50s because my first Marvel work is 1982. So some people were maybe 10 years old or so when they got that. So now they're up there in their 40s. So, but I also get a lot of young kids that know a little bit of the history of the comic books, and they go back and they get some of the back issues and they know a little bit more about me. And if they don't, I bring books that show the history of the things I've worked on.
Janie Slash and I talk about this. Do you ever get asked the real detailed question, like, why did he do this instead of this in this panel? Or
I get that, Jay, and most often than not, I'm not able to answer it well because I don't remember. Because if I worked on a book in 1982, I probably worked on 24 books that year. And 24 every year since then. So
Yeah, not to mention that was years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of the details, but many fans refresh me on the storyline, and I'm glad to hear it.
there you go. Good. That's right. You gotta rely and count on your fans.
Yep.
You have to trust them.
They're knowledgeable.
They are.
Yeah.
They're knowledgeable. You have to trust that.
Yep.
And they do know.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. It's like when a singer in a band, and we have bands on our show a lot,
Okay.
and they say, I can't remember the lyrics to the song, but they look out in the audience and they see
They get
the
help.
person,
Yes.
That's
like,
when they do this.
or they see the person
Sing it.
mouthing the lyric. And,
Yep. Teleprompters right
You
there.
know, and it makes their day because you're like, sing it here, and you put it in the mic in their face, and they're like,
I've seen that.
that has happened to Janie's Lab.
I didn't remember the words.
I've seen
I kind
that.
of mumbled.
Fans are great.
Yes.
Fans are great. For the most part, everybody everywhere I go is just great. They treat me like I'm somebody.
You are
You are.
somebody.
Look at this. Look at this. stack
That's
of work.
amazing. And that's not even a small portion.
Yeah, this is just a small stack. Like I was
Yes.
telling you guys. I'm fortunate enough to have worked on hundreds and hundreds of comic books, and my stuff has been out there on all kinds of merchandise. So I'm glad to see that.
Is it what kind of feeling do you get when you see that? Like see somebody walk up wearing a shirt or having your comic book?
Yeah, who would have thought? That I've been wanting to work in this field since I was in grade school. I kind of had tunnel vision. This is what I wanted to do in elementary school. Collected comics, bought comics, recognized the writers and the artists, and that's all I ever wanted to do. And just super fortunate that I was able to do that.
But there's another lesson here. I heard you speaking earlier that your first illustrations as on a job were kind of boring, and they were for the government.
Yeah, I worked as illustrator for the U.S. government in the late 70s, early 80s, all the while trying to, prepare samples and send them into the comic book companies. But the stuff I did wasn't too exciting, training manuals.
But
and
you
things like
pay
that.
your dues. This is a lesson, I think, for anyone. Sometimes you just pay your dues. It may not be exciting at first, but like you said, tunnel vision. Just keep going.
That's what my focus was. Yeah.
Keep moving. Man, that's so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
All right, so look, we've done the website and Facebook, and we want you to, if you're listening or viewing, please check out Sam De La Rosa on Facebook. He's posting something every day, you said?
Every day.
Update on this or that,
Yep.
or appearances you've got.
Things
Yeah.
I've done, drawings I've worked on, places I've gone to. Fortunately, I've been to Mexico City to a Comic-Con, and on my day off, I got to climb the pyramids.
Oh.
So fun stuff.
Yeah.
I believe last month or the month before, I got to go to Honduras Comic-Con, and I got a tour of the surrounding area in the city with bodyguards. So just fun.
How'd
Fun
that feel
stuff.
to have bodyguards? Did you feel like high profile celebrity?
You know,
Or you
I don't
scared?
think it was necessary. They make a big deal out of Honduras, but everywhere I went, I felt safe. The bodyguards were just there, as a plus.
Yeah, extra security. It never hurts to have extra security when possible.
Yeah.
I want to invite our engineer Ziggy if he has anything to just kind of bring it in.
All
Ziggy,
right.
he's a big fan, and we were chatting before you got here about a lot of your.
I'm ready,
influential work, so I love this panel, man, and so this is what you would take to Comic-Con
Yeah,
and everything.
I take this. It lets people know a little bit more about me. I also take a big print display, pretty big. I put up about 30 different drawings, prints, and that's what I sell. I sell a print for $10, autographed.
Yeah.
I bring a box of comic books, and one box might have like 150 books in there. All books I worked on, I sell those for $10 a piece, autographed. So, affordable stuff that most people,
These are graphic novels. Yeah.
comic books.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
comic books I worked on, the actual comic books. So I bring stuff that people can just buy for just $10. And a lot of people just bring me stuff. Like they'll
Yeah.
bring me a stack.
Yeah.
Like this. Hey, can you autograph this? I said yes, but I do have an autograph fee, but I still get stacks
Sure,
like this to
sure.
autograph.
Do you do like a if you bring 10, you get $5 off? I'm just kidding.
I just tell them, Jamie, you just get what you can afford.
Yeah.
That's what I tell them. So whatever you can
I
afford.
like that.
Yes.
I love Spider-Man's face. Nobody can see it, but he's got his like Venom's up here, and he's all like, and then he says,
Yeah,
oh, man.
yeah, it's right here. So Spider-Man says, "Oh no," because Venom got his own book.
He's like, oh,
so like, man,
got his own book.
yeah.
So are you doing the little, for each panel, I mean, are you doing little facial expressions? And you have to get your head inside that character, don't you?
You know, Jay, like I said, most of my work has been finishing the pencils of other artists, but those times that I get to contribute a little bit more, where I get just layouts, I do have a hand in their facial expressions and the lighting of the scene,
or a little extra dripping blood or something.
Yeah, just whatever I can do to move the story along, to make it more entertaining, so people can have fun, while they're reading the story.
You think visually.
Yes. Yes, I do.
You're driving in your car. You're in your shower. You probably have all these like.
I just get sidetracked because I'm always thinking about stuff, and usually it's the thing ahead instead of the thing that I'm doing right now. So I get sidetracked.
So is that a good thing?
Sometimes it isn't, but I'm always thinking. I'm always my head is always working.
That's a good thing, though.
It is.
It means that you're ready. You're working on. You're into what you're doing right now. That you're ready and preparing for the next thing. It means that you've got a lot going on, which is good.
It speaks highly of a person, Sam, when you take the long view, and that's what you're describing.
Yep.
And even from working with boring illustrations in the beginning of your career to now doing more exciting panels, etc., you've just got to always have a long view. And that is, to anybody, man, I mean, just invest the time in it. Think long term, and the rewards will come.
Well, and the illustrations and the inking and everything in the comic books is just as important as the story. Because I know whenever you flip it over and you look at it as a comic book reader, you get really excited because you see the pictures and you're like, oh, what's going on? Because sometimes you can just look at the pictures and you don't even need to read what they're saying.
Yeah, I agree. A comic book, it takes a team to, bring it about. So there's colorists, there's letterers, there's inkers, finishers, pencilers, layout artists, editor who brings it all together. So cover artist, sometimes a cover artist is different than the interior artist. So there's probably half a dozen people working.
Is there
on
a couple
book.
of favorite writers that just make you laugh every time you turn the page and see their?
Oh, Stan Lee can do everything. So Stan Lee,
R.I.P.
Roy Thomas. So and I can go on and on. It's they're professional artists, writers. So they're all good.
Yeah, man, it's so good. Sam De La Rosa here on the Corpsepaint Show. Look at that. Look at that smiling face.
Do you spend a lot of time in comic book stores, even though you write comic books?
Hey,
I'm just
question.
wondering.
That's a good question.
Comic book stores are kind of like a happy place. There's so much neat stuff.
I don't have a lot of time, guys. I do not spend a lot of time in comic book stores, believe it or not. Because most artists don't, because they're just trying to work on their deadline, trying to make their work the best that they can and spend the time on there. They might have, a day off during the month, and I would go to the comic book store and I'd like to see, my material up there. But I don't go very often just because I do a lot of shows. I do commission work for people. So I'm a hermit. That's what I am.
Well, I don't blame you. You have to, when you're out there and you're seeing so many people, you have to go back and recharge a little bit.
Have to do the work.
You need that recharging time and that working time. I understand that.
I think in America now we have fewer bookstores, but more comic book stores.
Comic book stores sell books. There's
They
lots
rock.
of things.
Oh,
they
I know.
sell all
Oh, yes.
kinds
all
of
kinds
things.
of stuff in the
There's a
comic book
bunch of
store.
good ones in Dallas.
Yes. I'm finding out. I just moved to the area in June, so
Welcome.
I'm finding my way around.
Madness,
Yes, good.
comics, and games is my favorite.
Look, she woke up in Houston, Texas this morning. I'm glad you didn't move there.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in Houston.
You
this
belong
morning.
here, Sam.
It's busy. Houston's busy also.
Houston is
It's busy and it's crazy, and anyways, her family is down there, and so she drove all day to be here.
Well, I go to
been back for a
Houston
few hours.
for Comic Palooza, a big show.
What's comic? I haven't heard of
Yeah,
comic
at the
Palooza.
George R. Brown Center.
yeah,
It's
I
usually
know
during
that.
the summer, like maybe May, right before the summer.
Okay.
So I'll be there again.
Oh, yeah?
This coming year.
Awesome.
Maybe we should take a
You
trip
wanna
to see
go?
your family, and
Okay,
then we'll
yeah.
sneak out to the Comic Palooza.
Why do we have to sneak out? We're adults. I don't understand the sneak. We're gonna sneak out like we're in high school.
My brain is still a teenager. It is.
Yeah, I forget how old I am.
We're gonna sneak out and try to come to the place you're at, your comic book convention in May.
Comic books keep me young. In my head.
See? Yes.
It translates. It translates to physically too. If you think you're young, you are young.
Speaking of being young, do you remember the comics that you collected when you were a kid? Like what really got you down that path?
I still have a large majority of them. My first book that I can remember buying was Spider-Man number 8. I bought it for 12 cents. I earned the money to buy that book. I didn't get an allowance, but I would pick up bottles off the side of the road, and you could turn them in to get a whole penny.
Yes.
On my way to school, hide them on my way back. Pick them up, turn them into the store, get a penny each, buy a comic book once I had.
So you'd have
12.
a little stash, a little pile hidden in
in
trees
a bush.
or a bush. Or
yeah,
what.
hide it.
After school, there you go. You grab it again and get some more. And
trade them in. Yeah. So Spider-Man number 8 is probably 1963 book. Yeah. So
Spider-Man number 8, Ziggy.
Yep.
You still have that one?
I have it. It's not in the greatest shape, but I still have it. Also have an Avengers number 1. Had an X-Men number 1, but I sold it and I made a mortgage payment, so it went to good use. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
a long time ago. Yeah, so I still have a whole lot of books.
We haven't even touched on this, and that is we talk about the long view and taking the long road. Man, if you're a collector,
which I am, I've been collecting since the '60s, so I have. I've maybe 200 short boxes. Each short box is 150 comic books.
Wow.
You do the math. It's tens of thousands of comic books that I have in my personal collection.
Look at you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Are you a coffee drinker?
I drink coffee. I drink soda. Yeah, I should be drinking more water, which is what we got here.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Do you have to be caffeined up for work?
No, I just like it. I drink coffee in the morning. Just a habit, I guess. I like the taste, and I drink coffee at night to kind of, mellow out.
Just curious.
Yeah. So it's kind of strange to wake up and to go to sleep.
Hey, whatever works.
We have a birthday guy here in the studio. You can't see him. He's not on camera, but Richard over there says birthday.
I see you, Richard. Happy birthday, Richard. Thanks for coming.
Man, if you want to shout out a question for Sam, it's totally cool. If not, it's totally cool. But we're glad to have every once in a while. We're going to let someone come in, and like you said,
you should have an audience.
Maybe in the future we'll have a live audience.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Yep, stadium seating. Yeah, you'd fill it up.
Yeah, it'd be like, and Sam De La Rosa, and then all the people clapping, and then you come running in.
Oh, I could do that.
Do a cartwheel. No,
Conan O'Brien goes to San Diego Comic-Con every year. You know that, right? Yeah, he's there.
At a table or just walking?
No, he's just walking around outside. Right. He's doing stories. I saw him go by. That's about it.
You haven't met him?
I have never met him. I've just seen him from a distance. You could go to his show. Again, I couldn't go to the show because I'm working at the show. But it's possible if you're in San Diego, you could get into a Conan O'Brien show.
It's so cool to have you here, man. God,
I appreciate it, Jay.
Are you working on something pretty much every week? You've got.
Now my focus is personal appearances. So I do personal appearances at comic book stores, Comic Cons, and now even theaters. So the theater will have me out there for a superhero movie.
Or Spider-Verse.
Did you do any for Venom?
Yes. They flew me out to the big town of Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
And
Lubbock comes up every week on this show. It does.
I was there
last week too.
for 4 days, for the premiere of the Venom movie.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then the following weekend, I was at Studio Movie Grill in Lincoln Square.
Oh.
Arlington.
Yeah. I was there. So I've been there a couple of times. I was also there for Spider-Verse.
That's where
So I do that, and then I do commission artwork for people, and that keeps me more busy than I should be, but I'm grateful.
Sam.
If anybody wants a commission, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Just Facebook. Just like and follow my Facebook. Send me a private message. Let me know what you want. And look, there's one thing I did. Pretty simple. just half Spiderman, half Venom. So it could be something even more simpler. So still affordable.
Is there anything you say in your mind that comics need more of today?
There's more variety in comic books now than I've ever noticed before. So in styles, there's cartoony styles, there's more realistic styles. In writing, also there could be light, comical, comedic writing up to more serious drama. And DC even has their Vertigo line. So
Vertigo.
Yeah, Vertigo. So geared towards more mature audiences, and Marvel does too. They don't have the comics code anymore. That went out the window a long time ago. So they just kind of monitor themselves and do the kind of stories that they feel are entertaining and worthwhile to do. And if they're not doing that, it won't sell, and they'll go on to something else. So.
Is there a is there a particular series out right now that you enjoy that you don't think is getting enough love?
Oh, like I said, I don't go to comic stores very often, but when I do, I have my favorites, and my favorites are Venom and Spider-Man. So here's a Spider-Man book. So I look at those. Those are my favorite. But I see up there on the bookcases, lots and lots of good work.
Yeah.
And I hear that people not only like the artwork but the storylines, and there's room for everything out there.
Yeah, some are.
I see that.
Yeah, some are super extreme. We like those. Lots of gore and
there's
pretty
still
girls
horror
and
comics out there, and
yeah.
independent publishers doing their own thing. And when people come up to me and they want to work in comics, I always tell them, hey, working for Marvel and DC on all these well-known characters is great, but if you worked on your own creation, you get to keep all the financial rewards from that. And that's what I suggest to people, to do their own thing. So, but
in other words, if someone wants to kind of start their own
Create your own
writing
comic.
and drawing and
Characters, everything.
yeah, I tell them, keep that. Try to self-publish it. Try to get out to Comic Cons and slowly, have your material available to the Comic Con goers and build on that.
Sure.
And there's many creators that have done that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like that. Early on in the 80s, it was just a black and white book. Now that's a phenomenon. With the turtles are just everywhere.
That's a good story right there.
Everywhere. And here in Dallas, we have a creator. His name is Hector Rodriguez III. He created El Peso Hero. So he's a character that deals with stories that are issues on both sides of the United States and Mexican border.
Great.
And that's gotten, a lot of publicity internationally all over the place. So people can do that, work on their own projects, their own creations, build that.
Even if it's a little genre or subgenre.
Yes, whatever, horror comics, cartoon comics, adventure comics, superhero.
So that's what that would be your recommendation
Yep.
for an up and coming.
That's what I always suggest to people. Yep. I sure do. Yeah,
Do-
but
do-
if they want to work for Marvel and DC, I tell them the hard facts. It is super hard to get in because now the industry is open worldwide. You got the internet. You've got artists from all around the world, and much more difficult to get in. But people get in, Jay, every year.
Yeah.
New people get in, but it's super hard.
Gotcha. What's a message to fans? Unfortunately, we're going to kind of wrap it up here, Sam, but what's a message to your fans that we can deliver?
Well, I enjoy going out to public appearances. Like I said, I'm everywhere at theaters, at Comic Cons and comic book stores. So if people like the genre, come out, come talk to me, see what I got, and I think they'll be very entertained to know a little bit more about the field.
I want to invite you to a show. It's a burlesque show. It's Saturday.
See that?
Yeah, grab
Yeah,
one of those. Hold
yeah.
that up.
Right there.
It's January 19th. That's Saturday.
Okay.
She produces Deadly Sins
All
Burlesque.
right. All right.
Yeah, I produce a burlesque
Look at that.
show.
I'm
Look at
taking
that.
this home.
Yes.
I'm taking this home. Yeah.
And it's only $5 to get in
Only
the door.
$5.
It's in Deep Ellum.
That's just giving it away.
This is the artists community of Dallas, and that is Deep Ellum.
Nice.
So I know you're new to the area.
Yes, I
so
am.
I'd love to take you around and show you all the great.
I believe there's a lot of good stuff here. A lot of creative people. I see them at the Comic Cons doing all kinds of stuff. You know, they're creating costumes. They're cosplayers. They're creating items. You know, jewelry, all kinds of stuff, and drawings.
I have a friend who puts on. She has a venue and she puts on a Marvel versus DC burlesque show.
What?
Yeah, it's all Marvel and DC.
She performed as Spider.
I was Spider-Man.
Nice.
And Venom.
And Venom together.
Yeah, together. Well,
Sam,
kind of.
Sam, you would have been proud.
Sounds great.
I did on Aerial Silks.
It sounds great.
But yeah, they do. It's Marvel. They're doing it again. I'm not in it this time, but it's like the first weekend in March, I believe.
What was it? Marvel
Yeah.
versus DC.
Marvel
is what they
versus
call it.
DC. They've had the Hulk.
Maybe it'll be a
had,
play. Maybe it'll be, you know.
Yeah.
Take it around.
I've seen I've seen a Hulk routine. I was Spider-Man. I've seen Wonder Woman. All kinds. Batman.
Lots of possibilities.
Lots of possibilities. It's amazing because there's both are such huge universes. So many great characters. It's fun.
Lots of things that people can do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Creative
Yeah.
people.
It's amazing cosplays. I've seen crossover cosplays. It's amazing. Just the things going to comic conventions and things like that. It's amazing to see what people can kind of create.
The
in their
contests
minds.
are amazing at many Comic Cons. You know, they're just, I don't know how people, judges pick them, but
Yeah.
they're great.
I can't even imagine trying to put together those costumes. They're incredible. Like the makeup and the pieces and how a lot of them make them themselves.
Yep. And
So
then they
neat.
might fly across the country with that and then land in San Diego every July, right?
They're there at the big shows.
They
Yep.
are.
There's people that's what they do for a living. They fly all the different conventions and do that. It's pretty neat.
SamDelaRosa.com. Sam De La Rosa in person right here. The best smile on the Corpsepaint show ever seen is right there. And there
Thanks
it is.
for having me.
There's all the art credits on your website.
Very
so
nice.
you're
Appreciate
very
it,
welcome.
guys.
I'm going to reach
Thank
out to you
Jay.
again, man. I got
Thank
some.
you, Janie.
Thank you.
We got some cool, fun things coming up. I'm going to reach out to you.
Okay, sure.
Now, we're going to take it out with actually an animated film. It's called
Okay.
Graveyard of the Fireflies, I think. This is a...
New people get in, but it's super hard.
Gotcha. What's a message to fans? Unfortunately, we're going to kind of wrap it up here, Sam, but what's a message to your fans that we can deliver?
Well, you know, I enjoy going out to public appearances. Like I said, I'm everywhere at theaters, at Comic Cons and comic book stores. So, if people like the genre, come out, come talk to me, see what I got, and I think they'll be very entertained to know a little bit more about the field.
I want to invite you to a show. It's a burlesque show. It's Saturday.
See that?
Yeah, grab
Yeah,
one of those. Hold
yeah.
that up.
Right there.
It's January 19th. That's Saturday.
Okay.
She produces Deadly Sins
All
burlesque.
right. All right.
Yeah, I
I'm,
produced a burlesque
Look at that.
show.
I'm
Look at
taking
that.
this home.
Yes.
I'm taking this home. Yeah.
And it's only $5 to get in
Only
the door.
$5.
It's in Deep Ellum.
That's just giving it away.
This is the artists community of Dallas, and that is Deep Ellum.
Nice.
So I know you're new to the area.
Yes, I
so
am.
I'd love to take you around and show you all the great.
I believe there's a lot of good stuff here. A lot of creative people. I see them at the Comic Cons doing all kinds of stuff. You know, they're creating costumes. They're cosplayers. They're creating items. You know, jewelry, all kinds of stuff, and drawings.
I have a friend who puts on. She has a venue and she puts on a Marvel versus DC burlesque show.
What?
Yeah, it's all Marvel and DC.
She performed as Spider
I was Spider-Man
Nice.
and Venom.
and Venom together.
Yeah, together. Well,
Sam,
kind of.
Sam, you would have been proud.
Sounds great.
I did on Aerial Silks.
It sounds great.
But yeah, they do. It's Marvel. They're doing it again. I'm not in it this time, but it's like the first weekend in March, I believe.
What was it? Marvel
Yeah.
versus DC. is what they
Marvel
call it.
versus
Yeah.
DC. They've had the Hulk. They've
Maybe it'll be a
had-
play. Maybe it'll be,
Yeah.
Take it around.
I've seen. They.
Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, and they all look just the same.
You want to control your life, but life isn't a science experiment. You can't contain your world forever. Try doing one thing that scares you over break, okay?
Yeah. This serves as an entry voucher
for Minos escape rooms.
Be the first to escape our most immersive room yet.
And win $1 million.
So, when does the game start?
I think this is the escape room. We should look for clues.
What are we looking for here?
Anything that looks like a puzzle or a code. It looks like an oven dial.
That looks real.
It's kind of warming up in here.
Excuse me, we'd like our hit now, please.
Well, that's creepy as hell.
Is it getting hotter?
How do we get out of here?
It's Fahrenheit 451. Got it!
Talk about immersive.
What's wrong with you? That was real!
Dumb question. Are we outside? The sooner we get this figured out, the sooner we get the hell out of here.
Who will do this?
Little boxes on the hillside. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky.
They're watching us. They know every move that we're making.
There's a big sign.
They knew everything about us.
This is my hospital bed.
Me too.
They made these rooms for us.
Have you ever seen things that weren't there before?
I am not imagining this.
Surviving is a choice.
I want to let me out of here now. That's why they chose us.
And they all look just the same.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Corpsepaint Show. I am your humble engineer, Ziggy Becker here, and we are just coming back from our transition. We just had the amazing comic book artist Sam De La Rosa on. He was an illustrator, penciler, and inker for Venom, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Spiderman. He worked on Batman Annual number 13, but now we are coming back to our second segment, and today we have some amazing people on our second segment from FANGORIA Magazine. Please welcome back to the show Jessica Safavimehr, and we also have author Preston Fassel. And welcome back to Corpsepaint Show.
Jessica and Preston. Preston will be sitting right here in just a moment. I am holding the brand new issue number 2 of the Reborn FANGORIA Magazine. This
so pretty.
is, and you look good. Hi, Preston.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how do we say your last name?
Fossil.
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 Okay.
Same as the watch.
Okay, gotcha.
I used to tell people same as the thing you dig up, and for some reason people didn't understand what that meant, and so I switched over to same as the watch, and everybody got that.
Gotcha. I want you to talk real close into the
Oh,
mic here. Yeah.
hey.
We want to hear you good.
All right, fantastic.
So guess what? Jessica is associate publisher. Do I have that right?
Yes, associate publisher.
Which means she does all the work. Pretty
Everything.
much. Every issue.
Okay.
Jessica
I mean, I
is
share it.
no. Jessica is trying to dissemble here. Jessica is the person who makes sure that your issue of Fangoria gets to you. If you are a reader,
Yeah.
excuse me.
That's all right.
If you are reading this, if you are holding this in your hands right now, if you are a fan, aficionado, devotee of this, Jessica Safavimehr is the reason that you have that in your hands right now. She is the oil that keeps the wheels turning.
Thank you for
And-
being there, Jessica.
Yeah, thanks.
Because my issue came very promptly, and there it was,
Wonderful.
covered in black
Yes.
in my mailbox. And what a
Yeah.
great feeling that is.
Yep.
It is a great feeling.
And she knows because I get all excited.
No, I mean, I'm feeling it right now.
Oh, okay.
It's
Doesn't
so
it feel
nice.
awesome?
It's heavy.
Yes.
It's
So we-
thick. It's well made.
It is nice,
beautiful.
thick.
It's not flimsy. It's a
So
sturdy
I was trying to describe it the last
magazine.
time that I was here, and it was really, really hard to describe because we
Because it
couldn't
wasn't out.
tell you
This-
anything, and it wasn't out.
This is
but
a
now you can
binding.
see it. It's perfect bound. It's basically like a
There's no
graphic
staples
novel.
here.
It is.
It's
This is a
bound.
graphic novel.
Yeah.
This is the GQ of horror movie magazines, and Jess presides over this.
Oh my gosh! Look,
Are you going to go see The Prodigy?
Yep.
It looks horrifying. Kids
does.
scare me as is. Like,
Kids, anything where like if there's a creepy kid or anything like that, like Children of the Corn, those things terrify.
yeah, those
me,
really
so-
smart kids too. You know, the ones that start reading by like 2.
Yeah.
Watch out for them.
look. I want to describe one of your staff writers, Preston,
Yep.
as being the most erudite horror fan ever. This man, oh my gosh,
yeah.
we have so much to talk about, Preston. First off, what does that word mean? Kumquat or whatever it was. I'm sorry.
Erudite actually has a like strangely significant meaning to me.
Oh.
Because an ex-girlfriend once described me as being very erudite, and my response to her was, "The fuck does that mean?" And that just says so much.
But this one right here, all right?
What does that mean?
Cuckween.
Cuckween. What does that mean, Preston?
Oh my God! This is how you're introducing me. Cuckween is a woman who is sexually aroused by the idea of her boyfriend or partner having sex with another woman. And why is this?
I have learned a new word today. Cuckween. But it's spelled C-U-C-K.
Welcome to the Corpse Paint Show.
For the record, I don't have that. Whatever.
Okay. All right. So,
That is
well,
not something
we'll
I
just-
fantasize.
I have to tell you, Preston, I am a big fan of your work, specifically the interview, the episode that you were on of Kill by Kill. That is
thank
my
you.
favorite podcast, and I was so delighted by your episode. It was so fun to listen to.
Yes, thank you very much. And I don't think that episode was quite as suggestive as this is getting. So,
Yeah. Well, let's keep down this path. Hey, Preston, we have a lot to get to.
I don't know what's happening.
But I want to bring up Narrow Caves first.
Yeah,
oh my
because-
goodness,
absolutely.
yes.
Okay, now this is not just an audiobook. How do
No.
you describe?
So basically what we've pinned this is an audio state. So an audio state is where we take an actual script that for whatever reason hasn't been turned into a film yet, and we get name actors and we do the sound design, and it's produced like you would a movie. It's an ear movie. And so as you're listening to it, you're able to really imagine everything that's happening and going on.
Gotcha. It's not just one person reading. This is
No.
numerous actors.
So we have Lily Simmons. Exactly, there she is.
Oh, wait,
So-
wait. Which one is she?
Both.
Okay, gotcha.
So we have Lily Simmons. She is Ruby. And then we have Wyatt Russell, who is Kurt Russell's son, and he did episode of Black Mirror. He plays Walter. Vincent D'Onofrio is the dad, and Will Patton is the narrator. So we've got some really great names.
Do they
that
go
came
into a narrow
together.
cave?
Kind of.
God, right. And so when they go
There
in the,
are caves.
go ahead, Preston.
We have taken listeners back to the golden age of radio. There was a period in the history of radio when you had a complete cast of characters, you had sound effects, you had, like Jessica said, an ear movie. And this is the way that people used to listen to radio. And we have really brought people back to that, but we've brought it back to them in a way that is new and innovative and sharp. It's got special effects like people have never heard. It has got narration styles like people have never heard. It's got the writing of S. Craig Zoller, which if you've watched Bone Tomahawk or Brawl in Subblock 99, you've already fell in love with his writing. And it is really taking you into a new and innovative and spectacular way of listening to audiobooks.
Fantastic. And where do we get it? It's iTunes or
Yeah, so absolutely. So it's available on Apple Podcasts right now. You can also listen on Spotify. We teamed up with this great company, Audio Boom, who helped us break it up into episodes. So there's 8 different episodes. And yeah, you can download it Apple Podcasts or Spotify. This was actually my first project that I ever worked on for Cinestate.
No kidding.
I had been with the company a couple of months,
Yeah.
and then we went straight into production on it. We managed to cram a photo shoot and the recording into one weekend.
No kidding.
Absolutely.
And so, you say the golden age of radio, and that's a good. That is. Oh, there we go.
Welcome to
There it is.
CBS
Yes.
Radio Mystery Theater.
Yes. Well, there it is, right there on
Look,
Amazon.
I can do it with an Audible trial.
Absolutely,
right.
yeah,
Free.
yeah. And then it is free too. So it's free on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well.
Oh,
It's
so
a-
I don't
it-
even need Audible.
It's a
Right.
series.
I
It's a
like
series?
that.
It's a
Yes,
series,
it
so
is,
it's broken
yes.
up into 8 episodes.
Are all
that's
8
cool.
available now?
All
Or-
8 are available now.
Gotcha,
They all
okay.
dropped at once.
This
We
is
wanted
so cool.
everyone to,
Yes.
I like
be able
that.
to get a taste and see what an audio state was.
This is great, and obviously you're going to be doing more. I would hope.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Good.
That's definitely something that is on the docket for 2019.
I like it because something you can listen to while you're working. Because I work in a industry where it's really quiet and I'm just kind of using computer stuff, but I can't watch anything, but I can listen to things, and it's nice to listen to a story. Like, I like to watch a lot
This
of
is
like horror
perfect for the-
narrators on YouTube, so it's kind of similar along
Absolutely.
that
For the
line.
cubicle worker in America, which is
Exactly.
everybody.
At this
Basically.
point,
Tune your boss off.
I'm
by
not
getting-
even in
Put
a
your- put your
cubicle.
pods
I'm
in.
not even in a cubicle, so I can't even get away with trying to watch anything. I'm in like this thing they call a honeycomb.
But you can use little earbuds.
everything.
Right.
It's like freaking dividers.
Yeah.
You're like sectioned like in little 3 sections, and then they put dividers, but it's not like a cubicle, and you can see your like the people like across from you through this like whole. It's awful. It's awful. It's a way that they use to condense space and give you no privacy. Because I used to have a cubicle, and we moved to this new building. Like, okay, we're gonna do a honeycomb, and it looks like a fucking honeycomb, and you're just like, here's me, my other coworker, and we're all like right next to each other, like elbowing each other.
So this is perfect for that. To put
Dividers.
your pods in,
Yes.
tune everybody
See?
else out.
Tune everyone else
You can
out.
hear
And it's
everything.
great.
You become more
That
productive.
is what that is.
We're trying to help
Exactly.
America.
Because I can't
To
watch
be more
shit.
productive.
Yes.
Jessica, so when you
Hey,
had
it
the
is,
actors,
helps.
were you then kind of directing them?
No, so we worked with a local company, Spoke Media, and they're the ones that helped us put this all together. And so they,
Is there kind of a director when they're all together? In this
yeah,
room?
yeah. So they were the ones that helped direct.
Yeah.
And they're reading off of the script, and so that's the other thing that's kind of awesome is because they're reading straight from the script. You can take a pause, or you can it's a lot more controlled than say a set, and so that was great also. But yeah, we worked with this was
that's
all
cool.
done here.
Here in Dallas.
Yeah, with the exception of Will Patton and Vincent D'Onofrio, because that was in New York, but everything else was done here in Dallas. And we did a series of. We worked with the photographer Rambo, who's in Fort Worth, and she did a photo shoot that accompanied the recording.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
It's probably easier to put out new content too this way versus trying to put out movies all the time or a TV show or a web series.
Absolutely, and so that's something that comes in the in-between. So the magazine is quarterly, and then we have the books that come out every couple of months, and then this is something else that can be
It's probably more cost effective too, I would
It
think, than
is.
trying to put together a massive magazine every month.
it is so much so.
It's intelligent and it's different. You're covering multiple platforms, which is brilliant.
Absolutely.
Preston does a segment called Corrupt Signals.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a fantastic overview
Hey,
of
I haven't
Black-
read that yet. Don't.
the Black Room.
I haven't. Don't.
I
Spoiler
love it,
alert.
Preston, I love it when we discover, you help us discover, an unknown gem from the 80s or whenever. I mean, wow, I am so interested in that movie now.
And that column really comes out of my growing up in rural Oklahoma in the late 90s and early 2000s, and having a satellite hookup that just gave me access to so many strange and unusual avenues for watching horror movies. And then going into the early 2000s and knowing so many people who were exchanging VHS tapes. Excuse me. Sorry, I've been dealing with somebody who's had a stomach virus for the past 48 hours, and so
worries, yeah.
no, I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep right now. back in the early 2000s, knowing so many people who had access to all these strange and unusual horror movies on VHS and like exchanging them with them and like watching their movies, and that's really where Corrupt Signals came out of.
You kind of remember it from way back.
Yes.
And then you're like, I got to tell people about this. great
Exactly.
movie.
Yes. It's like I saw this movie when I was 16 years old and the world was new, and you were trading VHS tapes with your buddy, and you were like talking about these weird, strange movies that nobody had ever seen.
Yeah.
And that's really what Corrupt Signals is about.
So cool.
The late night movies that you watched when you were 17 and everything was new and fantastic, and you were the only person on your block who had ever seen these things.
Love it. I'm glad you have another Texan on the cover.
Oh, yes.
Joe Bob is back.
Yay!
Yeah, and Corpsepaint Show says, check it out.
Absolutely.
There he is.
Awesome.
He is risen.
Yes. Don't you love that?
Oh, I do.
Well, isn't it okay? I did kind of flip through it, and there are pictures of him at the Galaxy in here.
Oh my
Yes.
God! Yes,
Don't you love the Galaxy?
Okay, so yeah, Preston actually did an interview with Joe Bob, and so I'll
Great.
let him talk about that.
Because it's by Preston Fassel.
There you go.
Yes.
I can't see him, so I'm
Yeah,
not
and I
framed,
can't take
but
sole
I have
credit
it.
for that. Partial credit for that also belongs to Natasha Pachetta, who is our social media director. Yes. Natasha! You're at Medusa
Natasha.
Fest right now, and you have no idea we're talking to you about you.
Natasha rocks.
Yes.
She does. Natasha
Yeah,
is very
Natasha
awesome.
Natasha and I shot the thing for your Our Lady of the
Yes.
Yeah, she shot my feet.
Let's talk about Our Lady.
right.
To quote my
We're gonna
book,
talk about this first, and then we'll talk about
to
the book.
quote my book,
Sorry.
Natasha is the queen motherfucking queen bitch of Fangoria. That is a quote from my book. Natasha is the queen motherfucking queen bitch of Fangoria. She is the face of the company. She is the person who has kept us going, the face of our social media. And as we're sitting here speaking right now, she has a very kick-ass short film premiering at Medusa Fest, which is the inaugural film festival of...
Medusa Fest.
Good God, I'm not articulate right now.
Is it in Belfast?
It's in Las Vegas.
It's in
Vegas. Okay.
So,
Cool.
the-
Road trash.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The story behind Medusa Fest is that it grew out of the Axe Wound Film Festival, which was a female-centric horror movie film festival that premiered in Vermont a couple of years ago, and it has spread now. And Heidi Moore, a woman who directed a movie by the name of Dolly Deadly, was like the crown jewel of Axe Wound Film Festival a few years ago. And she took that fame and she took that prestige, and she has taken the Axe Wound concept to the West Coast. And so you've got Axe Wound in Vermont, and now you have got Medusa Film Festival in Las Vegas. And that's what Heidi Moore has premiered this year. And Natasha is there right now premiering her film, Road Trash, which is a werewolf psychological horror film.
Yes.
And she is showing that right now at Medusa Fest
Yes.
as we sit here speaking.
Best of luck to you, Natasha, at the festival.
Natasha!
Road trash. Go Road Trash. Man, Natasha is cool.
Yeah.
She is cool.
You know, it's funny you say she's the face, because Janie Slash and I, go to a lot of events.
She's always working that
and
Fangoria
all of a sudden,
table.
there she
Yep.
is. She's got a table set out
Yep.
with
Yes.
Fangoria, and there she is. We're like,
Yep.
It's so cool. But the greatest events have been recently at Deep Vellum Books because of your book and because of Head Cheese.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is on Cinestate label.
That is City State
Is
label.
that accurate description? Okay.
That is correct.
Head Cheese is one of the most conceptually phenomenal things that Cinestate has put out, because this is House of Leaves if it were written by Chuck Palahniuk back at the heyday of his career.
That's quite a compliment.
Yeah.
It is.
Definitely.
Very big compliment.
That is.
I described it as Chuck Palahniuk writes the House of Leaves of amputee fetishism. It is a story about a group of amputee fetishists who want to have more of their body parts amputated, who are happy with the fact that they are amputees, or people who are not amputees who want to have body parts removed, and they fall under the sway of a cult leader who is an Iraqi war veteran who had his arm blown off. And he has come to realize that he is happier now, and he is
With
more
only one arm.
Yes, he is more secure now as a person with only one arm, and he wants to bring that to other people. And so he has created a cult based around self-amputation and removing your own body parts. And he has perfected this means of removing your own body parts. And this has allowed him to create this cult and this following of people who adhere to him and who gather around him, all in the name of self-amputation.
Oh, and another Texan, too.
Yes.
We are the Third Coast,
Really, we are.
aren't we?
Absolutely.
And
We-
Fangoria based here, and yes.
Yeah. And our next Fangoria Presents novel is called Carnivorous Lunar Activities.
Oh, Max Booth.
Max Booth,
Number 3.
Another Texan.
Yay, Max
Yeah.
Booth. That is so cool.
Yeah,
I got a couple more questions.
absolutely.
This
goodness.
wonderful photograph
Oh, yeah.
shows Preston. It appears to be bleeding. Now, okay, this leads me to my movie idea. Maybe I should
no.
write this instead.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's about a
no.
guy who
Not right
Are you
now.
really going to give a pitch right
no.
now?
He
okay.
cuts himself shaving, but then he learns that he likes it and starts going overboard.
That's already a movie.
Now, I've got the first paragraph written.
No,
Okay.
just ignore
Okay.
him. He's ridiculous.
That's not nice. No, please. No. This is
We will
legit.
I live with
Everyone.
him. I can say that.
Okay, so Janie Slash,
Hey,
you see this picture?
I don't say
That's
much.
Preston.
Yes,
That is
it's
Preston.
a great photo.
That is Preston.
That is me.
I kind of, yeah. I
And there's
like it.
a little blurb on Natasha
What
there.
is this supposed
And
to
just-
say about you,
so
though?
these are Fango faves, and this is something that we had in the first issue, and it's something that will continue. And so this is just kind of a little glimpse inside of who we are.
So it's meant to depict his home environment, Preston's apartment.
Basically, yeah.
Five.
So this is a crime
You're
scene
5.
photo.
I have
five.
been murdered. I have
Yeah,
been
he's
murdered.
been murdered.
I have been struck in the head with a machete.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And
Yeah.
funny thing behind this story is that actually the very first job that I had out of high school was as an intern for the Broken Arrow, Oklahoma Police Departments. And so I've seen more crime scene photos than you can.
Did you get to look through the book?
Yes.
The book?
Yes.
With all those deaths in it?
Yes. That was my job. My job was to work in the evidence room for a police department. And, I've seen things. I've seen this photo, but for real.
Yeah.
And so the irony of it is that,
Gotcha.
I'm now posing for this fake photo.
And we learned that, Natasha likes
Gremlins.
Gremlins too. Right. And
Oh, yeah.
The cool thing about our office is that everybody at Fangoria has their specialty in horror. Natasha is our creature feature person. She can tell you anything you want to know about creature features. Ashley Detmering, who does the layout for the magazine, who designs every cover you have seen, who designed the cover of my there we go.
There we go.
Who has designed the cover for my book, who's just a fantastically gifted graphic artist. She is our found footage person. And Jess, you're
I
our
love slashers.
slasher
yes,
person.
that's Janie Slash too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why my last name's Slash.
And so everybody at Fangoria has their particular horror fascination. And Natasha is our creature feature person.
Gotcha.
And the very cool thing about her is that let's hold this up. Yes.
Yep.
Natasha has a replica gremlin that was actually designed by Rick Baker, which is created from Rick Baker's cast of the gremlin. And this is her contribution to the Fangoria office.
And she made a film about werewolves.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Exactly.
So cool. And all right, I want to mention a couple things quick. We, Corpse Paint Show, are now, this is a quick segue. We're now the USA distributor of a metal magazine. Now, we love your magazine too. And but it's called Metal Legion. There it is, right there.
Very cool.
That's
So
very metal.
it
You get
isn't
a
it?
free CD.
That is very metal.
A free CD.
Ooh.
I mean, that guy looks super metal. He's got
So metal.
sunglasses.
Reach
Very
out to
metal.
me. Our if you go to our website, there it is, too. So on our website, corpsepaint.net, you can email me from there. It's stiltdemon@gmail.com.
Awesome.
And I'll send that out to you.
I really like that now that I'm actually taking time to go through this right now. I've been out of town all weekend. We just got on Friday. Okay? I like this "How to Blow Your Own Face Off" article.
Oh, Tate Steinsack.
I like this description. Your victim staggers back with a flappy, dangling flesh taco of a face wound. I'm a fan of tacos. I have not tried a flesh taco.
Tate is our special effects genius. And the really amazing thing about Tate is that he is one of these guys who grew up reading Fangoria Magazine and learning about special effects from Fangoria. And so we've got this very great cyclical thing going on where he grew up reading the magazine and he grew up wanting to be a special effects artist reading this magazine, and now he is. And now he's the person who's contributing to the articles. He's the person who is instructing another generation on how to create these special effects. And Tate's whole, for lack of a better word, shtick with Fangoria is these step-by-step, very intricate, in detail instructions on how to replicate horror movie special effects yourself in your own home. And his very first one was how to slit your own throat. His second one now is how to blow your own face off. I have no idea what his third one is going to be, but
I mean, it
for
looks
an
really
entire
good.
yes, for an entire another generation of Fangoria readers, Tate Steinsack is the person who is instructing a whole new group of people in how to replicate their own special effects. He is the person who is going to be responsible for the next generation of special effects artists.
Yes.
Well, and what I like about it is it's super simple. It's not simple, it's complex, but it doesn't make you feel fearful about attempting it. It looks like something you could attempt with a certain skill level. I mean, it's not going to look like that, obviously, but it's not. It's encouraging you to try special effects. It's making something that you think would be horribly complex look less complex than what it is, but it's still complex. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean,
Yeah, hold that up.
if you buy the magazine, you can read this more in depth. But it makes me want to try it. Something that I would, if I looked at this final picture, wherever my hand is, that I would be afraid to try, but the step-by-step breaks it down really well to where it looks like something that I might be able to do.
We are very proud to be,
which is good,
partnered with Fangoria, and whenever you guys have new things, please let us know about it.
Absolutely.
Couple of things. All right, so I gotta ask you about this.
This is for you.
How does the classifieds work? Can I buy a message or
Classifieds are for subscribers. So if you are a subscriber,
Which I am.
then exactly.
Thank
so
you.
shoot
Thank
us
you.
a classified, 3 lines, keep it short, simple, sweet, to the point, and you'll probably end up in the magazine.
like a message like Janie/Rocks is something like that.
Yeah, so in issue 1, we all have secret messages to our significant others.
Oh.
Do they have to guess which one is that?
They totally have to guess which one.
Okay.
Because if my
I like
husband
it.
didn't get it, I'd be so mad. He got
Yeah.
it, so
He
we're
got
fine.
it.
Good.
Yeah, he got it. He saw it, and I was like
Mine's
watching over
You know,
him.
I feel like
got
he
it.
wouldn't get it. He would think that mine was somebody else's.
No. Hold on, Preston's got it.
Mine's a John Le Carre joke.
Okay.
Very
cool.
The spy novelist.
Right.
He's my favorite author, and so if you read issue 1 of Volume
2, issue
Volume
1.
2, issue 1 of Fangoria, there is a John Le Carre in joke, which is my letter to the editor.
All right. So this is 2-2.
Yes.
2-2.
2-2. Got it.
2-2.
Got it. We love the new Fangoria.
Yay!
This is a heavy graphic novel. It's not really a magazine.
Yeah, like I
Let's
said,
change that word.
It was I know, it was so hard to describe whenever I was here first because I couldn't put it into words,
You
but now
described
that you
it
see
well.
it.
No, you did.
So it's exactly what it is, right? It's north of a coffee table book, north of a magazine, south of a coffee table book. It's got that thickness to it. It's graphic novel-esque, and it's gonna last
It's
you
chock
all quarter.
full of great stuff. Every page has
Yeah.
got little secrets on it, seems to me.
It does.
It's so cool.
There's a lot of cute hidden Easter eggs in there, so definitely take a look at every single page, see if you can find them all. But we're really, really proud of this magazine. It's been
really
awesome.
great.
Hey, so our fans and look, we got the big Fangoria behind you, Jessica.
Yay!
Yeah, look at that.
With a bunch of killer psycho clown. No, I'm sorry.
We're
I'm kidding.
back.
I get backwards.
No, that's,
So I'm moving my hand.
I'm so proud to have a horror journalist to my right.
no.
This is the premier horror journalist in America.
This is perfect for Jess though, like killer clowns and like scary dolls. Like
Love
you've
it.
got.
You said that you're into the doll.
I'm into the dolls.
Doll creatures.
So slasher is my number one
Grab that doll
subgenre.
right there.
This doll.
Yeah, she's eating a hand.
Ooh. I like this doll. Oh, I like this doll.
Then we have our Cenobite doll right there.
Yeah.
Oh, give him to me! Give him to me!
He's got really strong. He's got nails, so don't hurt yourself. Like literal
fantastic.
Actual nails.
Screws.
We have such
Sorry.
sights to show you.
That was a gift from somebody at Frightmare.
It's very cool.
What's
Very,
your
very
pleasure?
cool.
The box.
Yeah, we did the Pinhead experience in Arizona.
Oh, that was at a con called Mad Monster.
Mad Monster Convention.
Very
Have you ever been to
cool.
that one?
She goes every
I
year.
go every year in Arizona. That's my favorite.
Very
But yeah,
cool.
they have experiences. Last year was Friday the 13th. And they had Kane Hodder in
Oh, my
costume.
goodness.
And they had Felissa Rose was a camp counselor, and the mom was
that's
Dee
awesome.
Wallace,
Yep.
was Jason's mom. It was great. She was panting.
That is
my
very
goodness.
awesome.
And they
That
did
is
like a
very
photo
awesome.
op, and it was really freaking cool. And it was an experience. So it was like you weren't actually like there, and they had the camp counselors, and it was really neat.
Yep.
Man.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and then the year before they did the Pinhead experience, which Doug Bradley dressed up in full Pinhead costume, and they
Yes, he did.
recreated the whole thing. And
And they had
they
the
brought
box
you
and-
into a room, and there was a box in the middle, and you were like standing around this box, and the box opens, and the light comes out, and then Doug Bradley comes out. And
From
he
behind the
says,
curtain,
He
there
comes,
is-
yeah, he comes
What?
out from behind the curtain and says a few lines, and then when he says "Go or I'll tear your soul apart," that's when you have to run the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing.
So it's kind of like your own
That's
little
awesome.
mini cosplay with.
Yeah, it's like your own
with Doug
experience.
Bradley.
So
It's
cool.
the Pinhead. It's an experience. Yeah. And then they had like cosplayers just like Cenobites come and bring you into the room, and the music was playing, and there was a fog machine, and like that big wooden panel with all the like body parts hammered to it. It was like nailed to it. Was like right there, and it was spinning, and you're just like,
Sounds terrifying.
it was like walking
and
into the
awesome.
movie. It was amazing. Doug Bradley's horrifying in costume. He's too super fucking rad outside of costume, but he was horrifying.
He has such sights to show you.
Yes.
And he was a cool guy. So that night,
Cool.
Janie Slash
Just
and
the
her
next
friend
night
Ray-
when we were
next night,
horribly hungover and we skipped going to see The Damned because we drank too much the night before.
I went and saw a metal punk band, and Janie Slash stayed back and ended up eating dinner. And the next table over was Doug Bradley and his
No, we were
girlfriend.
drinking tea, and we drank like 6 cups of tea waiting for them to finish eating dinner. Or we just was probably like, what the fuck is wrong with these girls? We're like, can we get more hot tea? It was hot tea too. wasn't it?
But then you ended up talking to Doug right there.
Yeah, I talked to Doug and his girlfriend. And we told him about my friend and her silent farting, and then that became a huge thing. Because my friend when we were in the room right before it had happened, she said she farts when she's nervous.
So apparently Doug found this very
Nervous
very
farting,
Yeah.
and they
humorous.
found it hysterical. And now when they see us, they're like, "Oh, it's the girl with the girls with the nervous farts." So we're popular in Doug Bradley's universe because of nervous farting.
Yes, indeed. That's a true story, Ziggy.
And no, if you read articles when he talks about the Pinhead experience, he always mentions the nervous farting. So we are very popular because of that.
That's awesome.
I know it sounds crazy.
I guess
But he remembered
I
us
think a
at
lot of
Frightmare.
people might have that. I don't know.
No, it's just
All right.
us.
So look, another thing that our fans like is Mr. Pickles. Now, that's an animated
watch Mr.
series
Pickles?
on Adult Swim. Mr.
Pickles.
Okay, and look, there's a Thrashtacular tour, not
wanna-
stopping in Dallas, but Exodus and Municipal Waste are doing the Mr.
Where's the
Pickles.
closest location to Dallas? And can we?
I think it's like Vegas or somewhere like that.
Damn it, that's not very
It's really
close.
far.
I feel like there's closer places. than
Might be St.
Vegas.
Louis. Might be.
We could drive to St. Louis.
It's not that far.
I got
place.
I
grew up
got
there.
a new
Look,
car.
Look at this. Look at
Oh
Mr.
my
Pickles.
gosh. I love
This, yes. Now, I know you don't let young ones watch that, Jessica.
No, we do. We do.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
it. No,
Yes.
I don't know about Preston. I don't know what goes on over there.
But Mr. Pickles got to give a shout out, and that cool metal tour is called the Mr. Pickles Tour.
That's cool.
Municipal Waste, friends with the artists who created that, and so that's their tour.
And I believe season 3 premieres later this month.
Season 3? We're
Yes.
already
Wow.
in season 3?
Yes. It's February. It's February, Ziggy.
It's gonna be thrashtacular. That's my new favorite word. I didn't even know it was a word till right now. Thrashtacular.
Love it.
Yes.
Municipal Waste is a great fucking band.
And, okay, we want to give you a little flyer there because Janie Slash produces a show. It's Deadly Sins. It's in Deep Ellum, right where I ran across you when I was on stilts, remember?
Yes.
Right there.
No, here's the thing that a lot of viewers may not know about Satan here. He is one of the DFW Metroplex's premier stilt walkers. And I've actually known him for years without realizing it because he is Texas Frightmare Weekend's premier stilt walker. And for the past at least 6 years, maybe even more, you have been like this character at the events. You have been like this guy on stilts with devil horns and like this intricate makeup and just like stalking around at like 10 feet tall and
12
feet tall. 12 feet tall and terrifying people.
So Preston was so adorable because we were at Bastrop. They were in Bastrop.
Yeah, for the HorrorCon.
And Satan was walking around on stilts. And he waved at Preston, and Preston was like, "Oh my God, he remembers me!" And I was like, "You were just on our, you were just he talked to you like." He didn't know it was Jay. It was adorable.
That's awesome.
I mean, he totally remembered you. But
Preston's book is Our Lady of the Inferno. Yes, that one.
I love the artwork for it.
That is Ashley Detmering. She is the person responsible for the layouts of all the new issues of Fangoria, and she is just
I like how the cover looks like it's in neon.
She's a gifted artistic genius.
Well, I think I met her at the last book.
You did.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
you did. Mm-hmm.
She's wonderful.
She's amazing.
Yes.
This cover has sold more copies of this book than the back cover summary. People see this cover and they're like, I just want to own that. People have bought this book just so that they can own this cover art. And they're like, oh, what's this about? Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to read it. Yeah. But people have actually bought this just because of the cover art, just because they want to have this on their bookshelves. And that's just such a fantastic achievement to design cover art so well that people buy it without even knowing what the content is about.
The cover is very important.
It is.
It's like anything. It's just like this cover is important.
Absolutely.
This flyer is important because if it's not good cover art, people are not gonna. It's got to be eye catching. Something people are gonna be like, damn, I want that. Whatever that is.
Guess what? We have a little video.
And you've definitely achieved that with that cover art.
Of Deadly Sins Burlesque. This will whet your appetite to kind of preview what you would see at a regular monthly show of Deadly Sins. Only $5 to get in the door.
It's this Saturday.
It's in Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas.
This
is where all the exciting things are happening. This
Deep
city.
Ellum.
This city.
Right now.
Oh, yeah.
Deep Vellum Books. How wonderful are they?
Very
fantastic.
wonderful. Very wonderful.
In the heart of Deep Ellum.
Mm-hmm.
And Wits End, that's been Deadly Sins home for 5
Yeah.
years.
And-
That is the longest running burlesque show
Yeah.
in Deep Ellum.
This Saturday is Deadly Sons. And then the next week, that Friday, is going to be the Ghoultown show, which we'll have a flyer for that next week.
Cool.
Ghoultown and Scary Cherry.
Okay, yes, I don't know if I sent a Scary Cherry thing. It was just just the poster for that event coming up at 3 Links.
Yes,
There it
that
is.
one. Yes,
There we go.
January 25th. 3 Links presents Ghoultown, Scary Cherry, and the Bang Bangs and the Guillotines. It's gonna be great, and they have these freaking badass limited edition T-shirts that you can buy there. I think they're screen printing them on site, and they're pretty rad. So you can check out the event page for that. That's cool.
And just so you know, Janie Slash is a backup dancer in Scary Cherry and the Bang Bangs, which is a glam punk band that are so fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there they are. There's their logo.
That's awesome.
So that's coming up on the 25th, and that's a Friday night. That's also in Deep Ellum.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. Man, all right. So can we say that your book, Our Lady of the Inferno, has a screenplay?
It does. The really cool thing about Our Lady of the Inferno is we've released several books through the Cinestate and Fangoria label, and Our Lady of the Inferno is our current bestseller. It has sold out on Amazon 3 times. We are currently in our 4th printing. And with all the enthusiasm behind the book right now, we are going full steam ahead with the screenplay. At present, we've got a very fantastic team working on the screenplay by the name of Laura Moss and Brendan J. O'Brien. We're currently developing another script that they wrote called Afterbirth, which is this very Cronenberg-esque, like, neo...
Full movie?
Yes. This very neo body horror story. And
does a baby drop out of a girl?
I can't tell you that.
All right.
Hey, don't be asking for spoilers. You gotta watch the movie. You gotta wait.
But I read their script, and
Jessica likes baby.
I told our CEO Dallas, this is the team that I want to adapt my novel into a screenplay. And so I'm currently working with Laura and Brendan on turning Our Lady of the Inferno into a full screenplay.
Oh man, that's gotta feel good.
Oh yeah.
Have you been able to? I mean, when that happened, were you able to sleep that night?
No.
You were up all night.
Right now,
you should have called me because I would have been up all night too.
He is, he is up all night. He is. He never sleeps.
I am actually running.
It's hard to run health.
I'm running on about probably 19 hours of sleep right now from the past week, because Laura and Brendan turned in their first draft of the screenplay on Monday, and the past 7 days, just like, oh my God! Like
you were so excited from it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm running on about 19 hours of sleep over 7 days right now.
So do you get final approval of the script?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
See, that's good.
So
too.
oversight is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, can I mention that we have been told, or we kind of gather that Satanic Panic is sort of wrapped and that's in post now, or?
Absolutely. So we're in post now. Can't share a lot,
that's
of
fine.
course.
That's fine. Okay.
No,
but
it was a lot of fun. Chelsea Stardust is extremely talented, and I got to be on set several days, and it was a lot of fun. And there's going to be a lot of great Satan-esque things in the film. But yeah, it's in post. There should be a first cut shown here pretty soon. So yeah.
Okay. Awesome. When you say that, you mean a trailer?
No.
Okay.
We'll see it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
So you get to see it before there's even a trailer.
Yeah, so
That's
Amanda
exciting.
and Dallas will get to see it put together, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Is there going to be like a special premiere in Dallas, or is it just going to be? Is it going to be released? It's going to straight to VOD, or do you know?
Still working on that.
Okay, so
but we always try with our movies to
asking lots of
have.
questions.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So we always try with all of our films to have a special premiere here in Dallas because this is our hometown, and Satanic Panic was filmed here.
The
So-
other movie, the Cinestate movie, I forget what it's called. Aren't they having a special premiere at the
Yes.
Texas Theater?
So actually, this coming up Friday, January 18th at the
We're
Texas
going.
Theater.
No, we're going. Which one is this?
Awesome. This is The Standoff at Sparrow Creek.
Going. Yes, that's the one I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I love this movie so much.
Great.
I absolutely love this movie. I mean, the director, Henry Dunham, is so incredibly talented, and this is one of my very favorite films that we've done. It's so amazing.
At the Texas Theater.
At the Texas Theater.
in Dallas.
This Friday, 7 o'clock.
Tickets online.
Tickets online,
Okay.
yes.
Ziggy, wasn't that the one you were talking about going to see?
I believe that I was talking about the next S. Craig Zoller film,
okay.
Dragged Across Concrete.
Concrete.
Which I'm super
Gotcha.
excited
That'll be
for.
soon.
Okay.
My gosh.
That one's really good as well.
But think about it. Next month is Women in Horror Month, if I have that right.
Oh, and
we've-
speaking of women in horror, there is a great article that Jessica told me about in here that I was just looking at called a teenager or preteen?
So it's a teen girl horror article written by Meredith Borders, who's our managing editor, and she loves teen girl horror. It's a really great in-depth look at past teen girl horror stuff like The Craft and Sabrina and things like that.
The Craft was like the
But see,
movie
we've mentioned now Natasha, who created her film, and Chelsea Stardust, who is now directed Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
Can we say Satanic Panic is a horror comedy?
There's also an article in here
Absolutely.
about Rabid, which is directed by the Sluska sisters,
Yep.
which are fantastic and the most loveliest
remake.
people you could ever meet.
Yes. So we have some great article about the Soskas, and we've got some behind the scenes from them
Is there
as
an article
well.
on the Soskas in this issue?
Yeah.
It's on Rabid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling you. It's
Oh,
in-
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you would think that, I've only had this in my hands for 20 minutes.
And you're,
I'm already telling him, I saw
it's
this.
thrilling to
He's
just
had it
hold
all
this.
weekend.
It is thrilling to digest this. It is. Get a subscription. Go to
Get a
Fangoria.
subscription. Yes.
I'm a huge Sluska sisters fanatic. I love
Then you were
Elevator and
I love Elevator too.
Dead Hooker,
Dead
in,
Hooker
a
in a
trunk.
Trunk. Yeah.
There's actually a very interesting story behind that. If you are a Sausage Sisters fan, then you need to know about the backstory behind this book.
Okay.
Because I conceptualized this story for years. I had my villain in mind, and I knew exactly who I wanted the villain of the story to be, what I wanted her background to be and her motivation to be, but I could never come up with who I wanted my heroine to be, who I wanted my final girl to be. And I was at Texas Frightmare Weekend in 2014 and got to meet the Soska sisters because at the time I was working for FANGORIA Magazine, and I had been sent to talk to them and do just this brief interview with them for the magazine. And we just started shooting the breeze, and I can't remember how exactly it came up, but Jen Soska says to me, "Oh, you're Polish. What's your favorite Polish swear word? Because we're Hungarian, and there's a lot of similarities." And my favorite Hungarian swear word is kurva, and that means whore. And that's my favorite swear. And for some reason, this just sparked something in my mind. And this gives you some insight into the way I think. But the very first thing I thought was, oh, wouldn't that be delightful? A final girl in a horror movie whose last name is Kurva. And she is a prostitute. And I just started developing this character from there. And it was like this lightning bolt moment. And I was like, okay, so 42nd Street and serial killers tended to prey on prostitutes. And okay, you've got this prostitute and her last name is Kurva. And she is the streetwalker and yada, yada, yada. And it just all exploded from there. And if it weren't for the fact that Jen Soska had said, my favorite swear word is Kurva, then this wouldn't be here.
We love him so much too, and we were probably in line right behind you.
There, yeah.
We were there, and we met them, and they're just wonderful.
Yep.
And if you were, just anyone, they would come up and hug you in that line. So it was wonderful. I know we only got 2 minutes left, or 1 minute left.
Wrap it up.
So our sponsor is Corpse Factory. Corpse Factory is an online. We brought a couple of their cool things. That Living Dead doll, and
which one is it?
yep.
Beautiful.
Isn't that cool? And then that other box over there is, what is that one, James?
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
He's got
Very nice.
multiple different.
They have a lot of cool
weapons.
figurines.
Dibs.
That was from
Jason's my
Ziggy.
favorite.
So get a subscription of this wonderful magazine. It is Fangoria, and I think just Fangoria.com.
Fangoria.com. There's a big red button at the top of the page. Click to subscribe. There you
we go.
Yep.
Since
Subscribe.
1979. We had Sam De La Rosa in here earlier. He's so cool. He said he's got some of those very early issues of Fangoria, and I
Wonderful.
think he said the 1979s.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And this is our 40th year.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yay!
look for something very special in
You
July.
look so good.
Oh,
You
that's
look
my
so
birthday
good for
gift.
40.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Just
It looks
chock-a-block
so great.
full.
You
If
got
you're a
a
horror
facelift.
fan, don't be embarrassed. You've got to get this.
No
Gotta get
shame. No shame.
Thank you very much, Jessica, for being here,
Absolutely.
associate
Thank you,
publisher.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys for coming out.
No,
That
this
means
is
nice
great.
having you.
It's always fun, so
Good.
We
And
love it.
Preston, tell Natasha we love her,
we will.
and Ashley,
Yes.
and Dallas,
Of
and
course.
your whole
the whole team.
Preston, a horror journalist to my right. I am so honored.
Thank you.
I'm so honored. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you to Ziggy.
Thank you.
Richard's birthday is today.
Happy birthday.
That's our number one fan right there. Thank you, Richard.
Awesome.
And much love. And so we'll see you next week. We have more great guests. I think we have Max Booth coming up.
I think so.
Yes, we do.
Awesome. Well,
Carnivorous
more
lunar
Fangoria stuff.
activities.
have a good
Yeah,
week.
which
We'll
is,
see you here.
more
Same
werewolves,
time, same
huh?
place.
More werewolves.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, the Corpsepaint Show. Every Sunday we're here live. We're going to give you 90 minutes of live, great, irreverent shit. And also just talk about Satan and talk about movies and talk about metal and talk about Jenny Slash's weekly dose of horror.
Yeah. Texas Spiderman Weekend. I am here with Dee Wallace. Don't stare at my boobs all the time.
Sure, I do get comments from occasionally religious fanatics.
I've seen people stopping down
who want to wag their finger at me for a ring tank.
The Corpsepaint Show rules!